Hello, and you are all very welcome to the official launch of the State of Social Media in the Public Sector report, a study of Ireland's government and public sector. So we needed to develop a database of government and public sector agencies. That in itself does not exist. We had to pull from numerous sources, from the Central Statistics Office, from government websites, even from Wikipedia. That extensive database in itself does not exist. The second thing that we did is we went and we visited every single website of those organizations to try and find your social media profiles. We hoped that they were linked there and then we would be brought to main accounts and to sub-accounts. That was not the case for all. And then finally, and only then, were we ready to actually do an audit. So a light bulb moment for me and an ask from me: can you please check that your social networks are actually linked on your website? Can you take a look at your government website or your public sector organization website from the public's point of view and make sure that they can find you, connect with you, follow you, advocate for what you're sharing on social, but you need to be discoverable. Don't make it hard for them. If it was hard for us, it's going to be hard for them. So it would be remiss of me not to talk about the impact of COVID-19 on government and public sector's use of social media over the past 9 months. More people are using social media because of COVID-19. The demographics of users is broadening. Older generations are keeping in touch and having that virtual but vital digital lifeline to their families right across the world. Our lives changed. Piazzas and squares and parks and towns emptied. They're still empty. But social media use surged. People embraced messengers. They started to video call their family and friends. We all learned what Zoom was, even though we'd been using it for about 5 years. And we adapted and we became agile. And you always could have been agile, but often in a crisis, we step up. Trust was broken in government and public sector around the world before COVID. I've said it before and I will say it again and again. Trust and transparency is the #1 currency in the digital age. Without that, you lose the goodwill of the people. Without that, you are making the work for our public health staff more difficult. Everybody has to put their shoulder to the digital communications wheel. In the absence of your digital messages, you are allowing bad actors to step into those voids, to step into the gap, and fake news and the spread of digital disinformation is going to rise. Let me explain what a category winner actually means. And you know what? There aren't really winners, or there aren't any losers in this report, okay? Because you're all engaged in social media for good. But it was important to highlight and to acknowledge those organizations that, in my view, have actually mastered social media. Finally, to TikTok or to not? Isn't that the $1,000,000 question for 2021? Go there and get your profile, get your branded username before somebody else takes it. If nothing else, when you master TikTok, you master mobile video creation. It's got filters, augmented reality effects, it's got sounds, and you use hashtags to interrupt or to manipulate the algorithm to how you want it. Well, in fact, what we should be thinking about is, what are those trends? In third place, the social networks that I presented today are going to remain as important as they are now. #2, and this was my prediction, the continued rise of digital disinformation is going to remain a serious issue. And then #1, this blew my mind. And it is something that we all need to take cognizance of: the rise of the socially conscious consumer and citizen. Those voices on social media actually care about social justice, societal, environment issues, and they're going to use their voice on social to influence and impact public policy and politics. Myself and the team at Public Sector Marketing Institute are wholly committed to helping you increase social media impact, to deepen your social media footprint, but more than that, to amplify your social media voice for good. So hopefully we'll get to see some of you in any one of our courses in 2021. We have some of our students in the room. And in fact, if you look at the high performers right across the State of Social Media in the Public Sector report, I had the pleasure of working with them. But those guys on the front line, they are doing the executing. Oftentimes I'm just the reassuring voice in their ear to let them know that what they are doing is absolutely right. Thank you so much. Continue the conversation on SocialGov IRL. Let's keep that hashtag trending. Let's keep the momentum behind social media for good. Thanks to all government and public sector for keeping us safe during COVID. Thanks to our health services, our frontline workers, to the World Health Organization who lead from the front. And let's all hope that we get out a little bit more in 2021. So from me, thank you very much. And thank you for coming along.